The Glacier, Higgins, and Woodward tornado system, it started in Texas on April 9th, 1947. It was a series of 6 tornadoes, but it was just one storm that had 6 different tornadoes touch down. It started in Texas at 11 o'clock. Or no, it hit Nashville, Kansas at 11 o'clock p.m., and that was where the final tornado hit. The path was 221 miles, and according to the National Weather Service, it was the longest, widest, and most destructive tornado to ever occur in this area. The towns of Woodward, Higgins, and Glaciers were completely destroyed. While Woodward rebuilt, Higgins and Glacier never fully recovered. Glacier stayed a ghost town till today. Mackenzie? Oh, I thought you said something. I'm sorry. In Glacier, the only building left was the old jailhouse, and it still stands today. No one has torn it down. It's the only building in Glacier. They never rebuilt. This is what the town looks like right after the tornado hit. You can see the roads, and like there used to be houses all around, but they all are flattened. And then in Higgins, on this side of the street, or right here, that used to be a 3-story solid brick building. It's now a 1-story complex that they had to tear down, and they rebuilt it a few years later. This is the church that was in Higgins, and it had all of its walls ripped down, but the frame stayed on, but all the bricks were blown off completely. This is one of the homesteads that was from Higgins, and there's another up there where the guy is just looking at what is left of his old life, and it's just sad. And then in Woodward, the tornadoes hit down in the tornado struck in Woodward at 8:42, and there was no warning to the people of Woodward. They didn't know it was going to hit them. They thought it was going to go over them, just like it went over Shattuck, Gage, and Fargo. They thought it was just going to destroy a couple homesteads. When the storms went over Shattuck, Gage, and Fargo, the tornadoes never touched down, but 60 farms and ranches were destroyed. 8 people were killed with the winds and debris that were flowing with the storm, and 42 more people were injured. In Woodward, once it hit, according to the Fujita scale, it was the most violent kind of storm at F5. There were over 1,000 homes destroyed before it touched down in Woodward, before it touched down in Woodward, the storm had completely skipped towns and just went over, luckily for the towns of Shattuck, Gage, and Fargo. Once it got past Woodward, it became less intense and slowed down a little bit, but still 36 homes were destroyed and 30 people were injured in Woods County. It was rated number 6 on the worst tornadoes that have happened in the USA. This is one of the cars that was in Woodward, and it got thrown into a tree. The owner of the car said that he had parked it outside the town hall building before the tornado, gone into their shelter in the town hall, which that is what's left of their town hall building. And Woodward rebuilt after the storms. They slowly came back, rebuilt, but it took them quite a few years to get everything going again. The series of tornadoes resulted in 116 deaths in Oklahoma. 95 of those deaths were from Woodward. In Texas, 69 died, and at least 65 were fatally injured. Many people went missing. Children went missing in this series of storms, and they were never found. Bodies of children were found, and no one could find their families, so no one knew who they were. There were 3 girls that were found in Woodward that no one came to claim their bodies, no one came and found them, they were just left there, and they were buried in a city plot. There's speculation out by the National Weather Service that when they came and did their reporting and reviews on it, that the parents were from a poor family and had decided that it was best for the girls because they couldn't afford a funeral if they just got buried in a city plot. The total damage done in these storms was worth $9,700,000, and that was just the property damage. That's not counting people's personal effects. That's not counting lives taken. And the pathway was at least 221 miles. And that's really it. It was an F5. All but one of the tornadoes that hit down were F5s. It started in Texas, and the two towns were completely destroyed. So, but this one is the one that touched down in Kansas, this small one. It touched down barely in Kansas. This is